Okay, guys, I'm going to give you my top 5 bass fishing lures that I like to throw in the summer. I'm going to give you the specific time of day I like to throw them, how I like to fish them, and where I like to fish them as well. So stay tuned, and I'm also going to show you my fishing equipment. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, guys, I've got my, I'm going to show you my equipment first. I've got, let me see here. Alright, so this is my plugs. 2 of them are gone because they're in my top 5 list. But right there, I'm supposed to have a little hula popper. It's my granddaddy hula popper. That is a medium running crankbait. The treble hooks are hooked right now, but that's medium running crankbait. That's a chrome rattle trap. It's very, very good for fishing clear water. This is my lunker frog. It's very good action. That's pretty good. My little shallow runner. Oh, by the way, I got a little wooden lure too. I think that's a little rattle trap. I'm not sure, but this is my little shallow runner. This little blueger dives about 3 feet deep. It's a sexy shad. Got my buzz bait, and all my spinner baits. And after that, I've got my basic plastic worm box. These are just old Zoom trailers there, the juniors. This is a old Texas rigged Zoom worm. And then I've got some lizards. I don't really fish these. I prefer just plastic worms. Got my bass hooks, bullet weight 1/16 of an ounce, excuse me. And then I got those. I like to throw those in muddy water because it shows up very well. I'm going to show you my crappie box. So, go ahead and show you. Alright, so these, let me go ahead and open it up for you. This is my, that's 1/16 of an ounce pink eye jig heads, and then I've got some flea flies tackle. I've got the Old Faithful Go-Go Minnow curl tails, Firecracker Go-Go Minnows, 2 10-packs of those, and I got my crappie cookers. Got my Firecracker 6-pack, Old Faithful 6-pack, and then another couple packs of them. Some long 16-ounce heads. Let me see, right there. And then these are all my Go-Go Minnows and crappie cookers ready already. I've just got to tie them on. Action on them's crazy in the water. But then all I have next is really just the stuff I use for bluegill, really, or catfish. My live bait stuff. I got my split shot sinkers, all different sizes. I've got random swivels in there. I need to get that organized. Oh, you're probably like, why the heck do you got medicine bottles in here? That's to keep my hooks organized. These dividers are not worth anything worth the crap. So I put them in these to keep them organized so they don't fly around and everything gets unorganized. These right here are my bait holder hooks, and this is my size 6 Eagle Claw panfish hooks. I got my little 2 little bobbers in there. I've got my other ones on my other little crappie rod. This is my heavy duty bass rod. I've also got a bait caster, but this is a oh lordy. Oh yeah. This is a I bought it from Bass Pro Shops. It's a very, very good rod. The 20 TS Special, and it's a 7-foot medium heavy fast action rod with some 14-pound monofilament line. And right now what I've got rigged up on it is a spinnerbait. This is for big bass. This thing right here can hold probably a 15 or 16 pounder if you've got enough skill not to reel in while they're pulling hard. This thing can hold some pretty big bass, and you can really feel those bites. You got a strong backbone, but you got a flexible tip, so you can feel those fish bites. See how limber this rod is? It's very, very limber. But that's my equipment. Now I'm going to show you my top 5 fishing lures. Coming in at number 5, we have what's on the rod here, the spinnerbait. I like to throw spinnerbaits near cover in the, I'm sorry, what did I just say? I like to throw spinnerbaits in the early morning. You go, oh, say 7 o'clock, whenever sunup is in your area. Go to the lake right before sunup, pitch this out there, and as soon as it hits the water, just start cranking in like a jig. And I'll tell you, you're going to get some bites. This thing entices the bites. The fish in the mornings are up towards the banks. They're feeding shallower, and before it gets in the hot part of the day, spinnerbaits are deadly. So that's my 5th bait. So try out a spinnerbait, any color. I recommend natural colors for clear water and brighter colors like that for dirty water. That's kind of natural though. You could use that for clear water, but I personally wouldn't. Coming in at number 3. Wait, that's number 5. Oh yeah. Coming in at number 4, we have my deep running crankbait. This thing will dive about, yeah, it'll dive about 19 feet and beyond. It's a 6XD series by Strike King, 19 feet and beyond. It's a huge plug. If you actually operate it right, it actually dives about 21 feet, 21, 22 feet. So you can really go down deep and get those fish, and it's supposed to be imitating a bluegill. See the orange belly on it? Very beautiful plug. It's a huge plug to catch some huge bass. I like to use that in the middle of the day when it's hot. When it's hot, those fish are going to be in the middle of the pond or the lake. They're going to be down in the deeper water, and they're not going to be up. They're not going to be up close to the shore because they're going to be hot and they're going to be real sluggish. So you want to throw something like that. What I recommend, that's good for a boat. You don't really want to throw that off a bank. If you're in a boat, put that in the rod holder and just throw it out there. And as the boat moves, that thing will just give a little demo here. That thing will just go straight down, and once it reaches its depth, it'll just jerk all across the water like that. And those fish cannot resist it. So that's definitely my number 4 choice. That's deadly for when the water temperatures after 9 o'clock kind of start rising. That's deadly. Number 3, this is again early morning or late evening lure. Be a little hula popper. I love to throw this near cover. You know, like stumps, like grown-up trees in the water, or sticks or anything like that. I like to throw this here and throw it in the summertime, early morning or late evening. I'm talking like right before sunup in the first or the last couple hours of the day. This is deadly. If you throw this in the middle of the day, you're gonna find that you won't get many bites. Especially if you hear a bass or you see a bass jump out of the water, tie one of these on and throw it over there near it. You know, if they're feeding top water, this hula popper, they can't resist that popping noise, so they'll pop it. So I was gonna put the frog in here, but I've never had much luck on a frog. Poppers seem to do best. Number 2 are these KVD Perfect Plastics Caffeine Shad. This is just a green pumpkin. I have pearl, green pumpkin, and watermelon red flake. This is personally my favorite color for clear water. It's a green pumpkin. And this is a very good lure. It's got the coffee scent and salt, so once those bass hold it, they won't let go. Unlike a lot of other soft plastics, don't have any salt on it, they'll let go. I like to use this pretty much any time of the day. Any time of the day, the fish will bite this. You're most likely going to find the most bites in the hotter weather, but like in the middle of the day, probably like after 9 o'clock, those fish are going to be hitting slower, and this is a perfect choice. Oh, sorry guys, my battery must have cut out or something. It just went blank. I didn't know what else happened. But yeah, like I was saying, any time of the day, but most likely the most bites you're going to get are going to be when it's hotter. And I like to throw these by cover, under bushes, or around sticks or stumps. These can really be deadly. Texas rig these, don't wacky rig. I like to have these weedless. That way they won't get, you know, you won't lose them. Number 1 for the summer are these, I gotta get these out. These little 3/8 of an ounce jig, casting jig, and you got your little Super Chunk Junior there. These things are absolutely killer. You just throw this thing out there and you let it sink to the bottom, and you just hold your rod up real slow and then just let it back down. Fish tear this up. It's just got so much action, it's scary. And this thing, little fish won't mess with it, you know. Only big fish are going to touch this. Green pumpkin is good for clear water, and then this right here, black and blue, is good for muddy water. Fish this any time of the day like that, but then again, like I said with that, you're going to get your most bites in the hotter weather after morning and before evening, because they're out there deeper. So I recommend this around stumps and cover, pretty much the same there, except you want to be careful with these because these are not completely weedless. You will lose these. I actually lost one today. I lost my green pumpkin jig for that, but I'll have to get another one. And I forgot to show you something else in my tackle box. I'll have to show you. This is all my plastic worms. Get them out of here. Oh, that didn't sound good. My rod fell. Gary Yamamoto's. I've got some green pumpkin Super Chunk Juniors. And then I've got, again, watermelon red flake KVDs. These are my green pumpkin red flaked. These go great with the green pumpkin jig that I lost today. I'll have to buy a new one. Pearl KVDs. And then, of course, the green pumpkin KVDs, black and blue trailers or super chunks, and then wave worms, 5-inch tiki sticks. And then, extra 10-pound test. You got, excuse the background noise if you hear it. Basic 8-pound test. This is if you have to re-spool. I've got my little basic little scale operated by a spring. We do have a digital scale, but it's my dad's. I don't have a digital scale, I just have a scale like this. Get it off my stringer there. Just a regular little scale, operated by spring. My stringer, usually use that for little panfish, for having a fish fry. And then, this is something really good I like to throw, and I like to spray down the super chunks with, is this Flea Fly bubblegum lure flavor. You could use bubblegum or garlic. I actually recommend garlic, but they're out of stock with that. Spray down that stuff with lure flavor. This stuff don't come off. You can cast that jig about 20-25 times, and this lure flavor really will, that sounded stupid, really will stick to those jigs, and it will not come off. So I recommend using the Flea Fly lure flavor for anything. And even a plastic worm that doesn't have a scent, you know, those caffeine shads, if they don't have enough, if they don't have scent on them, then you could use the lure flavor. So that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's my fishing equipment and my top 5 fishing lures for the summer. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It does help out a lot. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. God bless. Stay outdoors.